Hello and welcome to the first video of a series of videos related to system administration. It will be a Unix system administration. Most specifically, it will be Linux system administration. And also we are going to talk about different tools for DevOps. So this first video will be to understand how to install Ubuntu Server on a VirtualBox, so you can start practicing different exercises, for example, on it, and you can start learning about the operating system, how it works. Then if you want to, for example, have your own AWS machine, you can start working on there. So the idea will be that you start to understand the different things that a Ubuntu server or Linux machine work. So basically, we are going to go to virtualbox.org, and we clicked on download VirtualBox. We're going to select our operative system will be the host. It will be the the operating system that will host VirtualBox. So for example, in this case, we have Windows. We're going to download that. Actually, I already have that. After you download it, we're going to open it. I will show you. It's pretty straightforward, right? We're going to consider that we are installing it. Okay. After we have installed it, we then need to go to ubuntu.com and then click on download, and go to Ubuntu Server, get Ubuntu Server. And we are going to select the second option. We will always choose the LTS from Ubuntu, right? Because it means long time service. For example, in case you want to install your own operating system as a desktop, I will always recommend the LTS version, not the other one. But in this case, we are going to install the Ubuntu server. So we're going to manual and then click download, and it will start downloading it. I already have that too, so we will open VirtualBox, and I will show you how to install Ubuntu server. So we will click to a new one because it will be a new virtual machine. We will name it, for example, Ubuntu. It will automatically understand what we are going to install in there, the memory size, and we are going to create a disk. We are going to use this one, and we would like to have it dynamically allocated because we don't want to fix a size. For example, if we select 10 gigabytes for the disk, it will be create a tiny one and then expand it if needed until it reach to 10 gigabytes. We'll create it, and after that we are going to settings, we're going to storage, and here you can see that it says empty. Well, here we will need to click this button and choose add this file, and then we are going to click to the ISO file that we already downloaded. Then click OK. We're going to start it. Okay, so it's starting. Okay, it will take some time to boot it from the ISO file. We will need to wait for it. Okay, so this will be the first screen for to install the operating system. We are going to select the language we want to use. For example, for keyboard, I'm on another country, so I'm going to use the correct one. It will be Spanish. Okay, so if we didn't change anything from VirtualBox, then it will going to have an IP assigned to it. So we are going to be okay with that. We don't need to change anything. Here we don't have any proxy address. I don't think you will have something like that either. Okay, the mirror. We are going to use the entire disk, right? Because this is a virtual machine and we would like to use the entire one. I recommend you to use a LVM group because it's easier after that to assign new disk, to expand disks, like file system and so on. So I would recommend to select this one, LVM. We don't need to encrypt the disks. So we will hit enter down. This is actually something okay. We maybe on a production environment we can create a dash bar, for example, but in this case, because we want to practice, this is okay. We will hit enter on down. This is a confirmation that we want to destroy the entire disk. My name will be a username. We would like to install OpenSSH server. So we can, after our installation, connect to this machine. I know we can open a console as if we are in front of the machine, but we would like to um, start doing exercises like we actually have this on a remote machine. So we will actually would like to have something like that, an open SSH. We can select no here, and this will be something that you must consider if you want to install some package that you will use it later. But I consider you will not use any of this. And if we need to, we are going to install it manually. So here you can see how it's going, the installation process. It will take some minutes. Some of the software, it's already on the ISO file, but a lot of them comes from internet, so we will need to wait for that. Okay, so it seems that Ubuntu has been installed on disk. So the next step will be to unmount our CD-ROM. It will be actually the ISO file. And you can understand that it has been installed because we will see that it says reboot now. So on devices, we are going to optical drives. We will click there on first mode. So it's not longer mounted. After that, we can hit reboot now. Okay, so because we don't have too much time, we're going to just power it off. And this will be the same process if you want to start the server again, the virtual machine again. So we will click start, and we will need to verify also that the storage is not the ISO file is not being mounted, because the operating system will be actually already installed there. So no, we don't need to run the ISO again. So you can see at the beginning some maybe useful information for you to understand what's going on a Linux boot. And you can also saw that we have like a login prompt, because this is a Ubuntu server and it's not the Ubuntu desktop edition. Actually, you are not going to have any GUI on the screen. Everything will be text unless you install some window manager, but you don't want that on a server. So what you need to understand is that if you want to administrate a Unix server, a Linux server, you need to learn how to do that using commands, scriptings, and so on without using any mouse or something like that. Without using a window manager, for example, GNOME. Okay, so the first thing we need to learn will be to use Control Alt, Control Alt, F1, F2, F3. This will be the different consoles on a physical machine. And because this is a virtual machine, it will be like if you are on front of the actual bare metal server. Why we need to learn that? It's because on the first one, if we do a Control F1, we are going to have a lot of system output. If something fails and the kernel wants to send us a message, it will appear there on the first one. It's called the Y1. So it's convenient if we are going to log in using like if we are in front of the Linux machine, to go to the second one at least. And then we are going to use the user we have created at the system installation process, and we are going to use the password we choose there. So there are some prompts that we are going to have. This is sometimes it's useful information, and I think this will be it. The idea is to have this machine installed, to have this this running as expected, and use a VirtualBox software to run it. To shut down properly, we can hit this command, and I think it will not work. Okay, it worked. Usually you need to use sudo, that we are going to learn later on different videos. But for this first class, that will be it. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time.